Hello and welcome to Kirly-Sue's Plant-Based Kitchen, where me, your host, interviews lots of different people with a vegan or vegetarian interest or background, and we discuss all things plant-based or sustainable. Joining me today, I'm quite excited, is a professional footballer, pro footballer, Dean Howell, and he is going to tell us about his journey into veganism and also how he came to start a business surrounded based around the veganism as well. So first of all, welcome Dean Howell.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you. I mean, I don't know a ton about football, but I had heard your name before, so I Googled you and I thought, okay, it's good to meet you. So tell me about how you came to be a vegan.
I've always been a person that's questions, the narrative, the normal upbringing of eating, your veg and your meat and stuff like that. So, like I say, I was playing football at the time, and I just had like an innate inner calling that I could improve how I was feeling and my recovery and stuff like that. So, I'd actually come across a guy called Dr. Sabi. I don't know if you're aware of him.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Dr. Sabi I listened to him speak on a few podcasts and stuff, and it just really resonated with me, what he kind of said with the alkaline balance and stuff like that. So I just kind of looked into that and delved into that really, and then it led me down to a more holistic approach of thinking and living, and more of a whole lifestyle change. And then while that was going on, I lost my nan to breast cancer as well. And that was something that was pretty traumatic, seeing her go through chemotherapy and all that. So, and then it kind of said to me, why, like any particular causes, any reasons why. So it just made me want to question and think about potential reasons why that could be environmental, genetic, like whatever it may be. But he just planted that seed for me to just look into nutrition, and it led me to to believe that, we are what we eat. And even if you are prone to certain cancers and stuff, diseases, they can be stifled through nutrition, I do believe, if you give the body that right environment. And I think the way society is nowadays, we're not really in a position where we're always in the best environments, mentally and physically. Which can, push us down the route of certain illnesses and stuff. So, yeah, it kind of started from there, really. Apart wanting to better myself, just be optimum in my performance. And then secondly, or firstly, my nan, and just that triggering something inside me, wanting to just know more and delve into nutrition and question, like say, that, the norm that we're led to believe that, drinking milk, eating chicken, obviously with a Jamaican background and stuff. And
I know, yes.
My grandma, and just, all the lamb and the pork and the beef and all that type of stuff. So I mean, which listen, it tastes like, I can only say I used to enjoy the taste of that food, but I've come to a place now where I can separate the emotion, and then for me, it's all about consuming foods that make sense to me.
Very much so.
On a physical and also a spiritual level.
Yes. I take your point about the body being susceptible to certain diseases, because the saying goes, genetics loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. So some people say, everyone in my family has such and such a disease, and some people could eat really healthily and still get it, but equally you can eat really healthily and be really conscious of what you eat and avoid these diseases. Definitely so what is it like to be the first vegan professional soccer player?
So actually, I can't claim I was the first. I was the second. I was a friend of mine, Neil Robinson, was the first officially. He played for Everton. So second, the second.
Still high up, still high.
Yes,
the first one I know. So
I mean, I didn't even know about Neil. I mean, so on paper, I actually thought I was the first, and again, it wasn't done on that premise of me being the first. No. Football. It's just the timing was just, I was like 20. 23 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I dabbled with just changing, like, so I introduced a lot of soya into my diet, and that for me personally, it didn't work for me.
No.
Like, I didn't feel good. And then I went back onto meat for like 4 or 5 months because I lost a lot of weight. I wasn't feeling good. Energy levels were just sapped. So I went back on the meat again. And then one day I was just like, this ain't right. There's got to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
So stopped eating meat literally overnight. And then just again looked into more of the holistic, natural, alkaline forming whole foods, apart, opposed to, the synthetic meats and all that type of stuff. And then I started to feel, yes, this is how we feel. Then I integrated the seaweeds and the moringa and all these high vibrational superfoods. And then I just thought, yeah, this is how you're meant to feel. This is definitely the right way, So
as a footballer, how did being a vegan help you with your performance as basically an athlete?
So I just felt, once I'd nailed and tuned in my diet, I just felt so much better, just physically, my recovery, my stamina went through the roof. And I'd probably say that was more to cutting out dairy,
mm-hmm.
more to, that had a big impact on me, more so that I could, put a finger on and say, look, if I could take 1 or 2 out of the diet, which had the most positive impact on me, it was definitely cutting out dairy.
Mm-hmm.
Meat thing was more of, for me, it was always on a selfish standpoint, in the sense of that it wasn't ethically to start off with. It was always like, I don't want to put in what's going to be better for me.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a documentary called Earthlings.
Earthlings, yes, yeah. Sorry, the sound's going a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Say it again. You watched a documentary, yeah?
Called Earthlings, yeah, and that was pretty traumatic, and so he really brought that connect of the animal suffering and us consuming it, where we go to the supermarket and it's all packaged nicely, packaged, and and we just lose that disconnect of a living animal to it, like consuming it on your plate. So I think if people had to like catch it, kill it, skin it, I think there'd be a lot less people consuming meats if they had to go through that whole process and in effect take a life. So for me, I'm not willing to do that. So it kind of, again, it resonated with me not to eat meat.
Mm-hmm. So with regards veganism, what are the typical sort of dishes that you like to eat?
Do you know what? I kind of mix and match, everything really. I'm a big fan of curries, stir fries. I have like Sunday dinners, but they're just without the meat.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really feel deprived. I think I've brought my taste buds back to a place of kind of like childhood, like babies, where I can palate now a lot of things. I think they've normalized, because again, when I changed my diet, it wasn't just cutting out the meat and the dairy products. It was I stopped really drinking alcohol. It's like a whole lifestyle. It's like a whole lifestyle change.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think that's why I felt good from it as well, because it was that, as well as like minimizing late nights. Also, I still partied in bits and bobs, but I was just more conscious about everything that I did, and then
about health,
and my whole mindset. And then I come to the conclusion that I wasn't being selfish in the way I was thinking. It was just that kind of that 360 kind of circular path, in the sense of that I'm at the top there, and I want better for myself. But then with it, environmental, it's animal, it's everything. So it comes back. So it's all a part of the self-love circle, which is compassion. So in effect, by having that kind of self-love and wanting the best for yourself, so many within that spectrum that benefit from that also. I don't think it is I've read certain posts, and it's like, if you're vegan, it's like people seem to think you have to do it purely for the animals. But for me, it's just a symbiotic relationship. The animals obviously want you to thrive, and you want the animals to thrive. So I just think, I just don't think, I wouldn't look at it in a negative. Whatever your reasons are for, for going plant-based, is either way it's a positive.
Yeah, from a church point of view, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, how we look at it is, you're a child of God, and God wants you to do well and be well. So we always think of healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit, and your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost. So you shouldn't put anything in it that's not going to be good for your body. So it's a similar thinking, except ours is more spiritual based. But again, you should always want the best for yourself as an individual, as well as, and for us who are Christians, it's about, doing what God calls you to do, because he wants you to do well. He wants you to be healthy. He doesn't want you to be sick, basically. So what led you to make this into a business? Tell us about your business that you have.
Again, so I was feeling so good from the products, the seaweeds and the moringa and the acai berries and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then I came into a bit of money. I was having success at Crawley. I'd won back-to-back promotion for an FA Cup. And I come into some money. Then I literally called my two best friends who were kind of went down the same journey as me. They felt great from the products and blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And one of them was a teacher, one of them was a road liner. And I called him, I said, look, let's set up a business called Revolution Foods, selling these products, because we feel so amazing. It's just so authentic. It's just so, legit. Mm-hmm. Be nothing better really than giving back in a way, setting up a business, selling products that we believe in and love. So it literally went from there. We set up in my best friend's garage.
Okay. Like Amazon, they started off in a garage.
Yeah, it's in my best friend's garage. Gareth, he was a teacher at the time. We launched, we had about 4 or 5 products. Mm-hmm. Just literally utilized my social media. At the time, it was like Twitter. Twitter was quite big at the time. I think Twitter just launched. Mm-hmm. So, and it's all just word of mouth. I had a Sky Sports interview. Sky Sports came to my home, and we had a couple of athletes use it, some professional athletes, and just utilise the social media, free advertisement, because we didn't really have the budget to throw it in. Obviously, my money set it up initially, all the products and the website and stuff like that. So it was all word of mouth. So it was good. And then Gareth used to get him from teaching. We'll probably get 3 or 4 orders. Gareth would pack them, take them to the post office down the road, and to where we are now, selling in 56 countries worldwide. So
that's impressive. That's really...
we've over 100 SKUs now, meaning products. So it's it's been a real good. It's been a hard journey, but it's been amazing.
So what are the typical sort of products that you sell exactly?
So we go from your everyday herbs like your moringa, sea moss, bladderwrack, acai, cacao, maca, pine pollen. So we do pre-workouts, we do proteins, energy proteins, meal replacements, renal formulas, blood cleansers, mushroom blends. We do probiotics, enzymes. We do fruits blend, greens blends. We do so much. Mm-hmm. We've got a lot more in the pipeline coming up, and we want to get into clothing as well. Clothing is something that we want to venture into also.
Sounds great. So how did you come up with the ideas as which products are the best ones to have? And
again, it was all going off the products we're using ourselves, so all the individual ingredients. And then why we set up the business, my 2 business partners enrolled in the College of Natural Medicine, CNM. And so they were on a 4-year course, I believe, 3 or 4-year course it was. So they qualified in nutritional therapy. So we used that expertise as well from them guys to formulate products. So then we started to mix blends and that together. So it's kind of turned out where our proteins are like our flagship product now. Because obviously protein's massive, especially, just globally. Everyone's like, where's you get your protein from? So we really want to innovate and push this protein market. So obviously, like you've just got your generic protein, what everyone sells, but we looked at, you know, the whole physiological, the way it works. Obviously, we perspirate, inflammation's caused, obviously muscles break and, you know, repair and tear. So we wanted to create a product that was more than just a protein, that all these other cofactors in there, obviously probiotics for digestion, that aids assimilation for uptake, and full amino acid profile, BCAAs from sunflower seeds. So we've created something really aggressive, 25 grams, but with 18 plus ingredients. Suelic acid from frankincense with anti-inflammatory properties. So baobab for prebiotics, you know, everything's in there and it's all got its purpose. So we, you know, because we thought, because we didn't have a massive budget to throw it like some of your bigger companies, we wanted to like really give something special. That we had, you know, a USP.
Right.
So we really are leading the plant-based protein movement globally. Like I've looked at the Canadian market, the American market, the European market, and now people are trying to create blends that we're doing.
Right.
You know, so we've really, you know, improved the industry. And again, going back to when I was playing, another thing that inspired me to get into proteins was a couple of the companies in America were doing it that I was buying in from. And it came out that they were contaminated with like heavy metals, lead, had arsenic, cyanide, obviously a lot of mutualized protein stuff. And I was really disheartened. I was like, I've been paying all this money, I've been using it. It's a health, you know, I thought it was a health product. I want something that's going to help me, not be a detriment. So that then inspired me to, you know, to bring something outside, and also have the transparency of third party testing it. So that's what we do now. Third party lab test everything for over 500 pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, fungicides. We have it in Form Sport, because we have a lot of elite athletes use it. So that's like another accreditation that basically tells you the product's safe. It's not been cross contamination or any performance enhancing, substances in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've really pushed, and we've really left no stone, you know, unturned really.
It sounds very thorough, which is very encouraging. So
the guys here, we're all OCD, because like all the products we all take personally, we give it to my son, give it to my mum, my dad, all our families use it. So we don't cut corners on everything, premium quality all the way. Because for me, that's the ethos, because if you can deliver something that's premium quality and people feel something from it, people are going to come back. For me, there's no point in buying cheap ingredients, which on the P&L looks good for a month, but then you don't get the return custom. You know, so we've been going since 2011 because we've had this consistency, and we've built a customer base that you know, love and trust what we do.
Sounds amazing, and I applaud your efforts. It's good to see, because some people, they go into business obviously to make money, but they're not bothered by the product so long as it sells. But it sounds like you've really thought it through, and you really thought, I want it to be good and genuinely good. And even if people can't pick up that it's not good, I want to know that it's good. And that's admirable. I really like that.
Yeah. I mean, in-house, we all want to create like a Nike of the sport nutrition industry. That's what we want to do, but without selling out in the sense, compromising, you know, because for me, it's like all the big corporations that make it big, it seems like they do sell out at some point. You know, they either use, you know, cheaper ingredients, and there's always something there that's not right. So I want to try and be that Nike of the industry by doing it genuinely legit, authentic, true to my heart, you know, that aligns with sustainability and nature, and just So
for those, so Nike obviously meaning the top end, or for
I'll just say Nike,
Rolls Royce of the industry.
The Rolls Royce, the Nike, the kind of
because this show is aired globally, so just to make sure. I mean, most people should have heard of Nike anyway, but just in case, sure, I'm always aware there's a global. So if there's somebody who's listening and they think, you know, I'd like to be vegan, but it's too difficult. What would you say if somebody came to you and said, Dean, I want to be vegan, but it's difficult. You know, I love my chicken, I love this and all that. What would you say to them? How would you kind of help them to make that transition?
for me, I think the key is getting your taste buds normalized again. Taking small steps, putting things out slowly. Don't try and, I mean, just because the way I'm built, if I'm very strong-minded, so if I want to do something, like I don't really need time to transition. So I'm just stubborn, like within myself.
Focused.
Yeah, focused. And it's like, and then, yeah, I'll struggle, but then just deal with it along the way. So for me, I literally said, I'm going to go plant-based vegan overnight. And I did. Like, the following days, like, boom, that's it. I made that decision. Now, some people will probably try and do that and then fall off. Yeah. I just think try and eat organic where possible. Try and eat as natural as possible. Allow them child buds to reset. That's what it is, because then you can enjoy the bland foods then, because you really do, because then you kind of realign and your taste buds normalize and you're able to taste what actual organic natural food tastes like. Opposed to having high sugar diets and processed foods, it really does do a number on your taste buds and doesn't allow you to have that connection with the food and understand and feel it and taste it, what that food's giving you. Normalizing taste buds is really important, because then it allows you then to eat certain foods that you probably don't sound exciting, but they will taste exciting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
So, cutting out processed foods, but it's difficult because like the way we live now, it's so fast and people are overworked and underpaid and don't have time then to like go home and cook, and the family unit's kind of gone. So people go home, microwave foods after work. So it's all about, and it's difficult. So, I'm pretty fortunate, but it's like, I'm trying to put myself in, the average everyday person's kind of life, how they can make that transition, if you know what I mean. So it is hard, but I just think you just need to try and make that time for self and understand the importance of, obviously you need to work, you need to do this, you need to do that, but try and make that bit of time to nourish the body right. Because I think if you feed the body right, it allows you then to have a different perspective and outlook on life as well. And I think this is why we're seeing an incline in like mental health and stuff, because there's definitely a correlation between gut health and, the gut-brain connection.
Yes.
If you're not feeding and nourishing the body right, you're therefore going to have negative thoughts. Or if you're not negative thoughts, you can't really wave stress, because life isn't always meant to be harmonious and beautiful. It's gonna have its ups and downs, and it's how you deal with them ups and downs. And if you've got that innate strength to be able to ride them lows, in effect, don't get too high, just don't get too low. So I always try and stay. Obviously, I do get high, and obviously do get low, but on a whole, you just want to try and be, in between. And
absolutely, that balance.
Surfing. Yeah, exactly. Balance. It's all about balance.
Okay, so as you are a pro footballer, we want to
ex-pro footballer now.
Once a pro footballer, always a pro footballer. Yeah. You're not getting out of it. Sorry. So
still pro.
yeah. Once pro, always pro. I mean, Pele doesn't say, "Well, I used to play football."
Sure,
Yeah. So, what sort of fitness tips would you give to somebody who wants to get fit?
Fitness tips. Okay. Well, now with lockdown, obviously a lot of people doing the home workouts.
Yeah, I am one of them.
Yeah. So I've actually got some free workouts actually, because I've got a range in my range called Lean Dean.
Lean Dean. I like that. Yeah.
Lean Dean. So I've got some HIIT home work exercises that any of the followers. I mean, if you could put a link to it or whatever on
sure.
This, on the show. But yeah, it can just like 20 minutes that people can, do at home. I always advise, sorry, go on.
Are these suitable for people who are beginner level, or are these really for people who are?
You know what? They are, yes. But what I would say is, if you're a beginner, just go at your own intensity. Because when you're watching the screen and then you watch me do it, you tend to try and go at that kind of speed. Now, there will be people that can, and then there will be people that can't. So don't be disheartened. Just as long as you exercise for the 40 seconds, rest for 20 seconds, within them 40 seconds, you just do what you do. Just focus on the form, and you, I mean, you can adapt it and make it a little bit easier for yourself. If you got, like, say, like 4 burpees where you go down and jump up and stuff like
4.
that. No, I'm saying like, yeah, no, 4 burpees.
I
Like
can do 2, 4.
That's what I mean. So like everyone, you just have to do it your own speed, and then you see that progression if you stay consistent with it. But yeah, I mean, I suppose like we could do it easier, but I just did. There's five lots different exercises.
That's good. That's good. So Lean Dean, and this is on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah. It's on YouTube and on our website and stuff. But yeah, I recommend getting outdoors. I think that's really important. As much as possible, going out for walking. So whatever level you're at, just oxygenating the body, just shifting that stagnant energy, especially with all the media and all the negativity and all that, all the uncertainty that's flooding in. You know, some people hold that and they don't really shift it. And for me, going for a run, going for a walk, which is all free, by the way. Yeah. So it definitely does shift your perspective. You know, trying obviously with the dark mornings, dark evenings, that window of natural light was obviously the shortest. So a lot of people feel down. You know, because we're all son of God, so we all love the sun.
Yeah. So tell me about the future for your company, Raw Sport. What have you got planned coming up?
So we're looking to launch into America.
Okay.
That's like one of the big priorities. Yeah, in the next few months, obviously the clothing, we've got more products we're launching. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Just scaling really.
Okay. Do you have ambassadors for your company as well?
Yeah, we've got quite a few. We've got quite a few footballers, boxers, GB athletes, triathletes. Yeah, we have quite a few athletes. Yeah, and we've and Andy Joshua's a paying customer.
Oh, right. I met him actually once. I was coming back from America and we were on the same flight. Obviously, nice. my seat was in a slightly different area to his, but I did walk past him, and I didn't realize he was so tall. I thought, oh wow, yeah,
he's a big guy. Yeah, we've had like Lewis Hamilton, and we've had some real elite athletes, using products. So I mean, it'd be good to get those kind of names, tied down to our business, because it'd just be great, great for us. But sometimes, politics and, money
depends
talks.
What's going on. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, we're gonna keep on pushing, and I think the American market's massive for especially plant-based. So
huge. It's huge because I have a series, a cooking show on Amazon Prime, and when I look at the views from America, they outstrip everywhere else in the world. Yeah. So it's big. So now is the chance for you to plug. So where can we find you on social media, your website, and all of that stuff? Tell us.
Okay, so my personal Instagram is at The Real Health Coach.
The Real Health Coach. Yeah.
At The Real Health Coach. Then we've got Revolution Foods, which is the first business that we set up in 2011. So that's at Rev Foods, REV Foods. And then Raw Sport is the sister company to Revolution Foods, and that's Raw Sport Official. Instagram. Okay. Yeah. The website for Revolution Foods is www.revolution-foods.com.
Okay, we'll put a link for the viewers.
And the Raw Sport one is rawsport.com. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today and to tell us all about your vegan journey and a vegan company that sells healthy stuff for people to be fit and healthy. So thank you so much to you, Dean Howell. Yeah. And thank you so much. And we will catch up again sometime soon. So thank you for being with us today. Amazing.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Okay.